Imagine it's February 2000. The internet is still young, shiny, and full of promise. Yahoo is the king of search. Amazon is just starting to change how we shop. eBay is the world's online flea market. CNN delivers news 24/7. These sites feel invincible, the backbone of the new digital economy. Then in just a few days, they all come crashing down. Not because of some sophisticated government operation or a team of elite hackers, but because of a 15-year-old kid sitting in his bedroom in Montreal, Canada. His handle, Mafia Boy. This is the story of Michael Calce, the teenager who launched one of the most infamous cyber attacks in history, caused over $1 billion in damage, exposed how fragile the early internet really was, and accidentally helped spark the entire modern cybersecurity industry. Welcome to the wild tale of Project Rivolta, the boy who took down the internet. Let's dive in. Who was Mafia Boy? Michael Demon Calce was born in 1984 in Île-Bizarre, a quiet suburb of Montreal, Quebec. Like many kids in the 90s, he discovered computers early. Around age 6, his father gave him a Commodore 64, and it quickly became his escape. He felt isolated from friends at times, and the digital world offered power, control, and community that the real world didn't. By his early teens, Michael was deep into the online scene. He started on AOL chat rooms, but quickly graduated to the more hardcore EFNet, IRC, Internet Relay Chat networks. The Wild West of the early internet, where hackers, script kiddies, and freakers hung out. He wasn't a genius coder from birth. He was curious, competitive, and hungry for respect in the hacker underground. He began experimenting with basic exploits, learning how to gain access to other systems. He joined hacking groups and started small defacing websites or messing with minor targets just to prove he could. But Michael wanted more. He wanted to stand out. In the competitive world of IRC channels, reputation was everything. And in late 1999, he decided to build something bigger. Mafia Boy didn't invent the DDoS attack, but he weaponized it on a scale the world hadn't seen. A distributed denial of service attack is like this. Imagine a popular nightclub with one door. Normally, a few people come in and out. Now imagine hundreds of thousands of people all trying to rush through that same door at once, shouting fake requests, blocking the entrance. Legitimate customers can't get in. The club is effectively shut down. That's what Mafia Boy did to websites. He didn't hack into the company's databases or steal data. He simply overwhelmed their servers with junk traffic until they couldn't respond to real users. How did a 15-year-old pull this off? He didn't need millions of infected home PCs like modern botnets. Instead, he compromised university networks, powerful servers at colleges across the US and elsewhere that had fast connections and often weaker security at the time. He used existing attack tools like variants inspired by TFN or tribal flood network code and modified them. He built a custom tool that let him command hundreds of these zombie machines to flood a single target simultaneously. He called his operation Project Rivolta, Italian for rebellion or revolt. He practiced on smaller targets first, honing his technique. Then he was ready for the big leagues. February 7th, 2000. The opening shot, Mafia Boy pointed his zombie army at Yahoo, then the most visited website on the planet in a multi-billion-dollar company. For about an hour, some reports say up to 3 hours, Yahoo was offline. Search engine gone, email disrupted, millions of users staring at error pages. The next day, February 8th, eBay goes down faster than Yahoo. Then the hits kept coming. CNN.com knocked offline for hours, affecting news delivery worldwide. Amazon.com, the rising e-commerce giant, silenced. Dell, their online store and support, crippled. E-Trade online trading disrupted at a time when the stock market was booming. Even Buy.com and others felt the heat. Over the course of about a week, Mafia Boy launched a series of these attacks. He also reportedly tried and failed to take down multiple root name servers, the critical backbone of the entire internet's addressing system. The financial damage? Estimates range from $1.1 billion to $1.7 billion in lost revenue, stock value hits, emergency fixes, and lost consumer trust. This wasn't just annoying, it shook confidence in the entire .com economy. News outlets went wild. President Bill Clinton held meetings on cybersecurity. The FBI and RCMP launched a major investigation. For the first time, the world realized the internet could be brought to its knees by a single determined teenager. How they caught him. Mafia Boy's biggest mistake? Bragging. In IRC chat rooms, he openly claimed responsibility. He even boasted about taking down Dell before it was public knowledge, a key slip that helped investigators zero in on him. The authorities used traditional detective work combined with early cyber forensics. They traced logs, analyzed traffic patterns, and monitored the chat rooms. Michael Lyle from Recourse Technologies helped identify the attack signatures. An Australian coder reportedly helped in a sting operation in the IRC channels. By April 2000, the net closed in. The FBI and Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, raided his family's home in Montreal. Michael Calce, then 15, was arrested. Because he was a minor, his name was initially protected. He faced dozens of charges, over 50 counts of mischief, unauthorized access to university systems, and more. The case was handled in Montreal Youth Court. Initially, he denied everything. His lawyer tried to spin it as unsupervised tests to improve firewall design. But the evidence was overwhelming. In January 2001, he pleaded guilty to 56 counts. On September 12, 2001, the sentence, 8 months of open custody, a youth facility, 1 year of probation, restricted internet use, and a small fine of about 1,000 Canadian dollars. No adult prison, no massive fine. Critics called it too lenient, but it was youth court. The Mafia Boy attacks were a massive wake-up call. They exposed how unprepared even the biggest tech companies were for DDoS. Back then, many sites had minimal protection against traffic floods. Security was an afterthought in the rush to get online. The attacks accelerated the development of better DDoS mitigation tools, firewalls, traffic scrubbing services, and intrusion detection systems. They pushed governments to take cybercrime more seriously. In Canada, it helped lead to stronger cybercrime legislation. Michael himself reflected on it later. In interviews in his book, Mafia Boy, How I Cracked the Internet and Why It's Still Broken, he admitted it was driven by ego, curiosity, and the desire to intimidate rival hacker groups and gain status. It wasn't about money or politics, it was teenage rebellion in the digital age. He said things like, basically, when I hit enter on the keyboard, they all respond at the same exact time and basically overwhelm websites with too much information. Looking back, he believes some good came from it. It forced the industry to focus on security flaws that were inherent in the early internet. Michael Calce didn't stay Mafia Boy forever. After his sentence, he turned his life around. He became a white-hat security consultant, helping companies find and fix vulnerabilities through penetration testing. In his 30s, he founded his own firm, Optimal Secure, focusing on the financial sector in Canada. He has spoken publicly about cybersecurity, warning that today's threats, state-sponsored attacks, ransomware, massive botnets, are far more dangerous than his youthful stunts. He argues for better education, ethical hacking programs, and treating reformed hackers as assets rather than just punishing them. In one interview, he noted that back in 2000, many hacked out of curiosity. Today, it's often about crime or espionage. The internet, he says, is still broken in many ways, but awareness has grown enormously because of events like his. The story of Mafia Boy is more than just kid hacker goes wild. It's a reminder of how powerful and vulnerable technology can be. One teenager with a botnet of university servers exposed the fragility of our digital world and helped birth the cybersecurity industry we rely on today. It raises big questions. How do we balance security with openness? Should we punish young hackers harshly or redirect their talent? In an age of even bigger attacks, think Mirai botnet or state actors, are we any safer? Michael Calce went from internet villain to security advocate. His message? Curiosity is powerful, but responsibility matters more. What do you think was the punishment too light? Could something like this happen again today? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into internet history, hit that like button, subscribe for more stories of hackers, heists, and tech turning points, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay safe online, and maybe don't try this at home.